All right, guys. Fula coming to you with another commentary slash video. So yesterday I had a strength and conditioning class. Unfortunately, women had to attend that class. Because my coach, he was like, "Yo, well, you know, I have I had to squeeze them in because of the simple fact that I don't have any time. I don't have any other time available to get them in there. So I had to squeeze them in. So, so what happened was, part of the strength and conditioning was doing sprints back and forth. Um, yeah, doing sprints back and forth, and also doing a light jog as well. Um, at first, I was just jogging at the pace. I was just jogging at a steady pace, and just like not focused on beating anybody, because the thing is, it wasn't a race. It wasn't like a race at all. It wasn't supposed to be a race. um Unfortunately, though, this fembot cuckazoid took it upon herself to make it into a race. um And when she made it into a race, that's when I just opened my stride up and beat her. You know what I mean? With ease. I didn't have to go faster. Since it was a jog, I didn't really have to go faster. All I had to do was just open my stride up, and then I was able to beat her with like relative ease without breaking a sweat. But with her blowing a gasket, she, as a matter of fact, I think she damn near passed out after the fact that she was trying to beat me. The bottom line is this: I'm a competitive person, and I simply wouldn't let a woman beat me. You know what I mean? Like, that's just the bottom line. Like, what? So you can go have something to brag about? Like, oh, I was able to beat him, girl. It's not happening on my watch. But let's go back to the Quran. Um, and it says, and the male is not like the female. Um, we can also, in the Arabic way of saying that, is walaysa akthar karu kalonta. Um, we can also say, like, for example, femininity on between the biological and social conventions, that basically, female's biology is inevitably different from a male's, uh, whose biology is socially normalized as the appropriate, you know, making any female therefore seem unsuitable for the temple service. Um, females' reputation and honor considered fragile, which remains a main reason for not allowing women in some social roles. Um, but that's been thrown out in the West. I mean, they let women in all types of social roles now. Um, um, they always talk about male privilege and things like that. Um, However, when a woman is on in her natural state, she's not worried about male privilege, and her natural state is, which one call it, it's what we call fitra, the natural aptitude. Uh, you know, the thing is, she was raised in, with piety, religion, and faith under the supervision of, I think Zakaria alayhi salam, who was her dad. You know, so when a female is in like her natural aptitude, they're able to like basically excel in different ways. But since females are not in their natural aptitude and they're in constant competition with us men, they're not able to, and they usually fall up short in every way. So when feminism was when when feminism, got a hold of it, um, it created these masculine women, and you know, I don't care if you have the weakest male, you know what I mean? He's still gonna be like more or less gonna be able to excel over a female, and we're gonna just see this in the sports world, and let's take a couple of looks at these things to show that, like, I'm not gonna say there's levels to this, but just to show that, like, biologically speaking, a woman can't really beat a guy in sports unless you're maybe talking about something like ballet or some off the wall thing like that. But let's look at it.
In short, I'm saying pay these women. That's what I'm saying. She's gonna go elegant about it. You need to be paid because you command the same respect. The game is just as good.
No, it isn't. No, it isn't. It's the WNBA is not as good as regular male NBA. It's not as fast. It's not as physical either.
And then they bullshit. The guy ran at 50 yards. Get him.
So, you see there that, when they say they can play with males, right? Football, you see what happens when they decide to go into that realm, right? But let's look at this Army situation. Yeah, that's just it.
Men always say how women's soccer sucks. Then come to the field and try with us.
Now, in soccer, I'm just going to give you guys a quick story. Actually, when I used to play soccer, there was one time where I dribbled past like 5 women. At one time I dribbled past like 5 women. Another time there was like, I think it was because my Cameroonian friend, he was helping as a I want to say a coach, and there were like under 13 boys who were playing against like grown women, and those boys just worked them badly, and mind you, these are professional women. But let's see what this guy does. Oh God, he didn't have to do that, but he did it anyway. Yeah. Even this old guy is like a 60-year-old man is actually giving it to these pro women. Still cutting them up, man. 60 years old. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God.
In the starter's hands. So let's see Asafa Power. He got away as you'd expect. He's going to gobble up the lead early.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
United States though. America in front. Jamaica in third or maybe even second place now.
Okay, so you see the guy from I think it's Poland or something. He's literally just doing what I did yesterday. Just opening up his stride and just having a go at it.
Back at this did. It's the Polish quartet.
I mean, come on now, bro. Come on.
He's put down, and in 4th place is Zoe Clark for Great Britain. So Amelka comes over to the changeover. We'll have 2 Polish women now on the last 2 legs.
to be crowned. It's fighting Ursutic, and it's Michael Cherry storming round that bend trying to close.
So you see this man running her down. You see that? This man ran her down. Okay? It's no... I don't know. It's just biology. And I don't even know what else to say, bro. The title of this video is going to trigger people, but it's just biology, okay?
The Polish woman, she's grimacing and she's being reeled in here to get caught here, but can she hang on for a medal? The gold is going to go to Michael Cherry, and the Alison Felix moves to 12 world
Oh my
titles.
God. Yo, she got ran down by like 3 dudes.
Really close on the line.
Don't know. She would ragdoll him. First of all, have you ever seen Floyd Mayweather who's about this tall? Okay.
No, you need to shut up, Dana White.
And she would ragdoll him as soon as she put her hands on him.
Under Rousey, who would ragdoll Floyd Mayweather,
Yeah, he needs to shut up.
was destroyed by a 5'7.5", 134-pound woman this weekend. Serena Williams is not beating a single man. There's not a guy in the country in the ATP Top 100 that's not beating Serena.
That's a fact. That's a fact. Not even the best tennis players on the man's side would lose to Serena Williams.
Soundly.
Let's start with the elephant in the room.
That's right.
Why was it necessary?
I think you're referring to the fact that I said she'd be about 700 in the world.
Yeah.
Right.
What do you think, Charlie? You're a tennis guy. You like to play tennis.
I
I
do.
see you on the tennis court.
Right.
What do you think that Serena Williams would be ranked if she played in the men's
I have
game?
no idea.
Well, if you had a guess.
Well, she seemed pretty strong to me. I mean,
Very strong. The
but-
greatest female player ever.
Okay, we can't. Nobody can prove this. Here's what.
Would you like to apologize?
No. But
And this is the thing, guys. You have to really hold the line. Don't apologize to a woman when you know you're right, okay? When you know you're right, don't apologize. Like yesterday, I didn't apologize for beating her. My coach said, dang, man, why'd you have to go so hard on her? I just said, well, you know, she decided that she wanted smoke, so, you know, had to give it to her. That's just how it works. You know what I mean? So, let's go ahead and actually continue.
the offer is this. Why don't you combine, just solve the problem? I'm sure the men would be all for this. The men and women play together. And then we don't have to guess.
Cool. Could be nearer 20.
The drip plugin instantly turns your rough melody ideas from this
40 love.
Oh, wow.
Si agita per il rumore appena sentito.
Wow.
Ma servirà ancora una volta uscire.
15.
Wow.
14. That's good, because it's got the tape. It counts.
He has every right to be.
Wow.
That's the way to finish it off. Yeah, I'll bet.
Well, this we know for sure.
Wow.
40, 50.
Yeah, I just want to say something, guys. I'm pretty sure even if he let up, like just a tiny bit, they still wouldn't be able to hit it. You know, even if he decided to let up just a little bit.
That's the one I'm waiting for.
Targa. Chiama il challenge subito Seppi. Ha visto bene. Ragione. E poi race, giusto a evitare. 30 pari, ci mette una pezza. Una buona prima per Seppi.
giving the ball away if you just cross willy-nilly. You know what, that's just...
Game.
You can set it 3-2. You see down this end is a long. There's that one down there. It shouldn't be that way. Oh, come on, John. No, I knew that was coming. It's a fault, though.
Actually, it's funny because Andy Murray, he was been joking about myself and him playing a match. And men's tennis and women's tennis are completely almost two separate sports. I'm like, if I were to play Andy Murray, I would lose 6-0, 6-0 in 5 to 6 minutes, maybe 10 minutes. Completely different sport. The men are a lot faster, and they serve harder, they hit harder. It's just a different.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, in essence, women's sports and men's sports are two different entities, you know. It's easy to I hate to say it, but it's easy to beat women in sports. Like, it's like really simple. Yesterday I did that. And even when I went to Portland, you know, we traveled and we got invited to the Nike headquarters in Beaverton, Oregon. We got invited to the Nike headquarters to work out on that track. There was this Finn Kukazoy who thought she could beat me. And again, I had to show her that all I had to literally do was open my stride and lean forward by the ankles, and I didn't even have to go. I was going at maybe 30% of my full speed. She was going at 100% of her full speed, and she still got beat. It's not hard, man. I'm just gonna be honest. It's not hard. You can call me a misogynist if you want, but I'm just going by biology. That's what I'm going by.
Game, and I love to play women's tennis, and I don't want to be embarrassed. I would not do the tour. I wouldn't do Billie Jean any justice. So Andy, stop it.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna let you kill me.
The enemy doesn't care gender you are. 21, come out here.
Number 16 stuff.
Number 16, step forward. Go and glove up.
Is the first female recruit to pick a man. Number 16, Nathaniel.
Brace up.
Fight! And that's what happened in sparring too. This woman said she wanted to spar me so badly. Like she's like, oh, I gotta spar you. I gotta spar you. I gotta spar you. And I'm like, you don't want that. You know, I said, really don't want that. So I just said, you know what? I'm not gonna throw no punches. So I'm just gonna work on footwork and angles in my defense. She probably only landed like she only landed maybe 3 shots on my gloves. Then I decided, you know what, I'm gonna put my hands down and see what I can do with that as well. She probably only grazed me like maybe 1 time, and we sparred for maybe like 5 rounds. I'm not trying to be arrogant. I'm just trying to show that, like, because women don't know their place in the West, they have surpassed the boundaries, and then because they have surpassed their boundaries, they end up being humbled. You know, that's why, like, a lot of times, unfortunately, you see these women trying to fight men. You know, unfortunately, that's, you know, a commonplace thing now. Women trying to fight men a lot. You know, that happens. Unfortunately, it happens more often than not. You know, unfortunately. But let's continue.
OPS's instructions. All fights to win.
That's what you do, you fight.
And mind you, he didn't even go like 100%, and he's already piecing her up. You know, like, he's not even throwing that fast. Imagine if he decided, you know what, I'm gonna throw faster.
Fight! Go, keep fighting until I say stop.
Now, granted, a lot of these Western women, including Casper Karen and masculine Moniqua and chaotic Keisha, they are masculine. You know, don't get me wrong, but if they try to fight you, you know, I recommend, you know, you don't fight them. Although they do try to fight you, I recommend you just use speed and cunning and sidesteps and just get out the way and let them like run into something, you know, because you have that ability to do that.
Yeah, he already did one. But this one's been going a long time. We're 2:30 in now. I might get already. He got him in 43 seconds. Laura, so look at her face. She's trying to kill this dude. There's a Kimura. Ooh, let Laura have the tank. No injuries. There's 10. Easy.
So he got them both in a submission within a couple of minutes of each other, you know, a couple of seconds, I should say, of each other. He got them in submission holds. So again, you know, it just goes to show you, you know, God created us genetically different, you know.
I hope they've taught you how to knock down doors. In you go.
Oh, no.
As high as you can. As high as you can. As high as you can.
Take a bigger run off.
She's a hard lady.
Come on, June. Under the elbow. Big run as fast as you can. And high. High.
We all crave clarity and organization. We want a quiet.
High. As fast as you can. Well done.
I think just 2 more throws and you would have been there.
So when they say it's a good effort, let's say if that was a real situation though, and you were in a burning house, and then a woman, you know, decides to try to rescue you. That's not going to end well for you if they don't have the strength enough to knock down the door. You know what I mean? What needs to be said is that women, especially Western women, they are validated and valued just based off of how they look alone. You know, the better they look, the more value they have, and the more attention they will get, and also the more easier things become for them. So anything they do, including sports, will be the skill and ability factor will be overlooked. And you see that a lot in MMA. Like, I mean, people don't really watch, like, men don't watch women's MMA to look at the ability of the fighter. They look at if the fighter is attractive or not. A lot of times too, you see that all of a sudden these female fighters actually have leaks of like risque pictures and stuff like that, because they know it's going to get it's gonna raise their value, and it's gonna get them an audience who doesn't necessarily care how they fight, but mostly care how they look, and that in turn will bring more money to them.
That's tough for you.
A man with no firefighter training has no trouble with the same task.
Bit of an ouchie one. Be aiming higher. That's it. It's on the floor. Okay, brilliant. He's got the key. Come out. Yeah. Okay, fab. Brilliant. Well done.
A woman can actually fail the physical component of the fireman test and still become a firewoman to meet female quotas.
Yeah, and that's what my friend told me about the Marines. Is that now I don't agree with anybody joining the U.S. Army. However, I do know people in the U.S. Army, and he said like the majority of the women fail the physical part of the test, and therefore they still let them pass in order to have the equality, the gender equality that Obama ushered in.
Fire women are paid exactly the same as firemen, but more physically able and better suited to the job.
I made this video to demonstrate that men and women are not the same. We are equal, but we are not the same. 2 + 2 is 4. 3 + 1 can also equal 4, meaning we can be equal without being the same. Not only are we different physically, as demonstrated in this video, we are also different hormonally. We have different strengths and weaknesses that complement each other in the balance of life. There cannot be light without darkness. There is always a balance of life. There cannot be life without death. There is always a balance of life. And the balance between men and women is true. Anytime in history when authoritarian groups try to take over, the first thing they take is your freedom of speech. Why? Because when you are not allowed to speak freely, you are not allowed to criticize their crazy ideas. Don't let anybody bully you into telling a lie. There's nothing virtuous about lying to people.
And that's why I'm not popular on TikTok, and I'm not popular on Instagram, and I'm not popular on YouTube, because I will not tell you a lie. Because although a lie would benefit me, if I did tell lies about things and stuff that is going on, it wouldn't sit right with me. You know what I mean? So with that being said, women will never be physically superior to men. Women will never be that. It's just that's just what it is. That's just what it is. I mean, honestly, I'm not advocating for violence at all. I'm not advocating for it. But if a man was to hit a woman at 20%, that 20% would still be stronger than her 100% if she were to hit him. And again, I'm not advocating for violence. I'm just using that as an example.
To make them feel better. It takes courage in 2021 to stand up and tell the truth. And it is important for regular, average Americans to continue to tell the truth before it's lost. If we do not continue to think for ourselves, somebody else will think for us. If people say that they are offended by your words, you cannot control how they feel. You can only control your own intentions when you tell the truth. So continue to tell the truth and continue to be courageous.
Yeah, and that's pretty much it, in a nutshell. I'm going to continue to push this line. It's not going to be popular with people, but I will continue it. And yeah. But anyhow, just leave your thoughts and leave your comments, and I'll be on with the next one. I'm waiting for my microphone, which should be here on Monday. And then once I get the microphone, I'm going to go live, and we're going to break this channel in. But anyhow, Foolish signing out. Leave your thoughts, leave your comments. Unjarama.